No, it's more like an insult. Except more gay is like an insult. It's like, oh yeah, this is like, because it looks stupid.
She draws a lot of fetish leaning suggestive art despite being just 16 years old. And some of her friends on DeviantArt post really weird content too.
If you see a gay person,
I wasn't planning to make a video over this topic, mainly because I don't think these people are popular enough to deserve their own YouTube video. But after thinking it over again, and after some situations occur, such as my art being stolen and sold on Roblox, I feel like it's necessary to speak out, not to cause drama or spread hate, but to warn others so that they don't have to go through what I did. I dug up a lot of information regarding these people, and oh boy, it gets really bad. That said, do not harass anyone mentioned in this video. This video is meant to raise awareness about their behavior, not to encourage harassment of any kind. Big thanks to Fredel for providing me a lot of the information used here. I also decided to make this video because OmegaKing blackmailed Fredel using their friendship, and honestly, it is clear that it's an abusive dynamic.
Let's start with some context. OmegaKing is a digital artist, impressionist, voice actor, and animator. He is the owner of the Roblox group Spiky Turtle Games, as well as owning a Discord server. I met him back in 2022. We worked on multiple FNF mods. He mostly helped me animate my sprites and occasionally shared decent ideas for future projects. At that point, he wasn't really drawing, he just animated stuff. But later on, he started practicing art on his own. OmegaKing today is no longer active on the FNF community, but he has a YouTube channel in which he posts videos about Anton Blast and other stuff. He also has a self-ship with the Anton Blast character Annie. Like a certain somebody.
Through OmegaKing, I met Fredel, another Discord user. While playing Friday Night Bloxing on Roblox, OmegaKing invited him, and our first interaction was pretty bad. It only got worse while working on Fredel's and Ellipse with OmegaKing. Even back then, Fredel was very unreasonable, making offhanded weird jokes and being quick to anger when someone joked back. Over time, I just started treating Fredel like a lolcow. But I have to say something, and honestly, I do believe Fredel has changed for the better.
As for Atirah, I don't know her personally. I've only been in voice calls with her twice. Both times on OmegaKing's Discord server. She has about 16k subs on YouTube. OmegaKing met her on Twitter and they collabed on a Valentine's comic dub. But here's where things get uncomfortable. She draws a lot of fetish leaning suggestive art despite being just 16 years old. And some of her friends on DeviantArt post really weird content too.
From my research, she's been doing this kind of art since she was 13 years old, which is extremely awful to be doing at that age.
Especially with the audience and collaborators she's had. While she claims to be autistic, I'm not here to judge or hate on her. I genuinely just hope she understands that this is not okay for someone of her age.
My first ever issue with OmegaKing goes a while ago. In 2022, we had small misunderstandings, like him asking for payment for animations after doing them, when payment was never discussed. It was pretty annoying, but we managed to move past it. However, the first actual red flag was in March 2024. We were in a BC and he mentioned getting harassed in a Discord server. I told him that I should join and help him,
but he refused with no explanation. That upset me. I told him that there's no need to hide things from me. At the time, he was trying to date Feradal, which made the situation even worse. Eventually, OmegaKing apologized, but for the wrong reason. He assumed that I was mad that he wanted to date Feradal, and in an effort to please me, he switched up on Feradal, someone that he's supposed to know for 7 years and it's one of his best friends. That, for me, was the first red flag from OmegaKing.
Sometime after this happened, Feradal messaged me saying that OmegaKing and he were miserable
because of jokes a friend I made about OmegaKing and him being boyfriends.
Something that could have actually happened, let's remember. Apparently, OmegaKing was upset. The funny part is that he used to make those same jokes himself, and he also used to make really worse ones. Don't get me wrong, I think making those types of jokes with friends is okay, but why the hypocrisy? Then Feradal made a group chat to discuss the topic, a group chat in which only Feradal was the one speaking. OmegaKing was silent the entire time. And after some time of arguing, OmegaKing did it again. He switched up sides and acted like I was the right one, and Feradal was crazy that he was making everything up. That for me was my first experience with OmegaKing's habit of switching sides to avoid taking responsibility.
The most recent red flag was when OmegaKing told me that he wanted to voice act in a Valentine's comic dub, the one made by Atirah. I didn't know much about her at the time, but the proportions of her art screamed goonbait. At first, I thought he was collabing with a not safe for work artist, and I told him not to do it. Later, Feradal sent me the finished dub, and I saw that OmegaKing had voiced Satan from Mental Blast in a comic where Atirah ships herself with the character. Honestly, I didn't even want to get involved, but I couldn't ignore how weird it was. And then Teddy Bowser. Oh boy. OmegaKing followed and interacted with this account on Twitter, which at first it looked like a Bowser fan account, but a friend of mine who I won't disclose their name showed me a DM between them and OmegaKing. It was weird, an adult talking to a minor in a way that didn't escalate, but it was still deeply off-putting. When I and others started making jokes about Teddy Bowser for the weird type of person they were, OmegaKing posted it on Twitter and tagged them directly. Why? That was basically an open invitation for Teddy Bowser to start drama with me. Teddy Bowser didn't respond. They just deactivated for a week. But this pattern of behavior is where it became too much. And it didn't stop there. Feradal gave me screenshots proving that OmegaKing stole his Roblox game, including all of its models, and tried to blackmail him into working on it to get it back. It was pretty weird. Personally, I think the start of the end came after the Teddy Bowser incident. I confronted OmegaKing, and at first he dismissed it as a joke, but I told him clearly that he shouldn't interact with weird accounts. And definitely not if they call you cute in DMs and being 18 years old. He apologized again with the same fucking excuse.
I don't know what I was doing. That was in the past. I was stupid.
I wasn't planning to end the friendship then. I just fired him from my projects, but I still wanted to play games and talk to him, you know? And for a moment things were fine. One day or two passed and we called and we played games and everything was okay. But then Feradal showed me screenshots of OmegaKing talking trash behind my back, saying the opposite of what he told me. OmegaKing didn't have the guts to DM me, so I told Feradal to pass my message along. And then I went to sleep. So when I woke up from this message, it was really good. Okay, I was surprised, honestly. Everything on this message is a lie. It's genuinely really, really bad. I'm gonna debunk all of this right now because it's, oh my god. So off the bat, he starts with, if you want to work with someone who collabs with Atirah, then I quit. No, you are not quitting. I fired you. And it's not only because of Atirah, it's because of all of the other stuff you've done. It's not only because you've collabed with Atirah. I'm taking my OCs. Let's remember, OmegaKing's OCs are not his. Ferdadel told me in a BC that OmegaKing stole them. He stole them in the time where OmegaKing stole the models of the game, and that's where he got the permission to use OmegaKing, the character.
And if I hear Ferdadel made OmegaKing, it's still a no. Because despite stealing OmegaKing from Ferdadel, he gave me ownership.
How? You're literally, this is good. Your words mean nothing. What do you mean? You said a couple lines before, despite stealing OmegaKing, he gave me permission. That doesn't make sense. Stealing, it's taking something without permission. How? This means nothing. Pick another Nintendo character, dude. Okay, so I cannot use Bowser, which I never wanted it to be a Nintendo character for obvious reasons. I always wanted it to make an original character, slowly like adapt it to be its own thing. I choose what I want, not you. Dude, I'm not forcing you to do anything. I mean, I'm just pointing out how weird and fucking horrible it is for you to collab and interact in this type of stuff.
And also, Atirah did nothing. You're just harassing her, so don't involve her into this.
How am I harassing Atirah? Actually, I never said anything to Atirah or anything. I don't know what he means by harassing Atirah. All I've ever said about Atirah is it's bad that she's doing fetish content and doing slightly not safe for work art. Being a 16-year-old. I never said anything to her. I never went to her social medias and posted anything negative to her. I never did any of this. So this is just nothing. I don't want to hear any of your words because I'm done pretending. He's just shooting himself at his foot, basically. He's basically saying that all of the apologies he has ever said to me are worthless because he's been pretending. That's what I'm getting, at least. But I wish General Lipsy Dev good luck. Yeah, of course you do, yeah. Again, I'm taking my OCs, create new ones, and say goodbye. Also, by the way, about his OCs, first of all, the design are not even his. And the story, I made the story for them. That's really funny if you think about it. Later, I found out that OmegaKing was still using my art for his YouTube channel without permission. A lot of it came from my FNF mods. The videos are now unlisted, but still, his profile picture, I made that X design. His outro, it's the same X. His intro video, it claims that I'm his friend, promoting his Discord server while trash talking everywhere. The merch on Roblox using my art, and I never bought it. So that means that I never knew that this existed to begin with.
Okay, wait, what the dude, 2,000 Robux for one t-shirt? Just imagine how much money he could have made if one person bought this one, let alone the 20 Robux one. Oh my god, dude. Sometime after this happened, OmegaKing wanted me to take down the video that I uploaded to my main channel, showcasing a VIP animation that I'm doing. He wanted to take it down mainly because I was using his character. The two main reasons why I wanted him to take down that stuff on his YouTube channel is one, because how can you be like the message that he sent me previously about if you don't want to work with someone that's work with Atirah, then I quit. Like act like I'm a really bad person for not wanting to collab with someone that is into fetish stuff. How with what balls do you come here and use my art for your YouTube channel without permission? And secondly, same thing as the other one. Why would you even use my concepts and ideas if you think that I'm this bad person? And as we've seen, OmegaKing's character is not even his. So what is the point here? How is this comparable? An animation that I made from scratch with stolen art. Really good, OmegaKing. Can we get another one? So I answered by saying that OmegaKing shouldn't block me and we could talk this out. So he should like stop being a coward because I think blocking me was a really cowardly move. So Ferdadel sent me this image in which OmegaKing uses gay as an insult to describe a character I was making. The character was my original idea, conception for OmegaKing's character, which is not really his. But yeah, I mean, this is homophobic for sure. Why would you use gay to negatively describe something, a character? But I kept the image in case I could bring it up in the conversation to see what he has to say. You know, it could have been a misunderstanding, which I really doubted, but whatever. And we did. We actually had a normal conversation, if you can put it as that. Like his whole, he didn't do much, honestly. It was pretty pathetic. Like it was just him. Well, I stole your art, but I'm taking it down right now because I was caught. So what's wrong with that? I mean, yeah. Thank you for taking it down. I mean, I was gonna report your channel if it was still up, but I mean, wow, good, I guess. What about everything else? You know? And so OmegaKing resorted to saying, we should do a voice call in my server. Feradal told me that he was already there with Atirah, Feradal, OmegaKing, and some random guy. So it was clear that OmegaKing wanted to corner me in a BC in which there were like 4 people against me, 4v1 basically. So of course I brought my own friends into it, and it was really good. I recorded part of the conversation when OmegaKing got like pussied out and wanted to do a private call with me for no reason. I recorded that. Also, apologies for the quality of the video. Unfortunately, because I used the video as a screen recorder, my voice was lost and you cannot hear me at all. So if OmegaKing wants to accept another call from me, I will use OBS next time.
Let's argue. I know I started it, but let's argue then. Hey, I started the argument, but I'm starting it. Okay, let's start. Okay, okay. What about what? Wait, Omega Prince? I mean, he kinda look like OmegaKing, except more gay. Mm, wanted what exactly? No. Hey, buddy, let's talking together. Why not? Hey, why not talking with like 1v1? Let's make this 1v1. Cause why not? No, it's more like an insult. Except more gay is like an insult. It's like, oh yeah, this is like, cause it looks stupid. I look stupid, bro. I look so fucking stupid. Like, what is that? How am I homophobic, motherfucker? How am I homophobic? Cause gay is like an insult word. Okay. What else do you want me to talk about and then upload this in a YouTube video? I guess. What? And what else? What? Ah, yeah. The gay insult was used as a thing before in times. Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. Yep. I saw it in a Sex D Films video.
Alright. I don't know OmegaKing that well. I met him because he worked in some mods a friend of mine owned. But the only time I interacted with him, he was really weird towards me. One time in a VC, he started being weird to me, saying, "Let's kiss and call." It just made me really uncomfortable. Now that I know about his actions, because of the recent stuff that came out, I feel disgusted that I ever worked in the same place he did.
To wrap this up, OmegaKing is unstable. He changes moods rapidly, shifts alliances depending on convenience, and cannot take responsibility for his actions. I am nobody to diagnose anything, but I do not believe he's someone to trust or have as a friend. As for Atirah, I don't know her very well. I haven't had much interaction with her. I don't know if she's a bad person or a good person, but my advice for her is stay away from OmegaKing. He's hurt both me and Faradal, and it's clear he'll do it again if given the chance. Thank you for watching. I know this has been a long, messy, and probably exhausting video, but to be honest, I don't see how this could have ended any differently.